Welcome, welcome. We're going to get started here. Welcome, guests, community. Welcome. Podcast number 234. We are going to get started here in about a minute or two. Welcome, welcome. We have a podcast for you. Our topic is going to be depression, gambling, and kindness. Jim's perspective on kindness. We're going to see what Jim has to share with us here tonight. Get excited. This is your Solution Live. I'm Coach Santos. Coach Jim is going to be joining us here. Hopefully, you'll be joining us. We are navigating out of, I believe, LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter, and YouTube. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. I send you peace. Hashtag YNA. You're not alone. You're not alone. So get in. Once again, podcast number 234. Get in. Make sure you have a good seatbelt. You know what I mean? Strap that thing on tight. We're only going to be here for about a 1 hour ride here. All right. So make sure you strap on your seatbelt, click it, or you'll get a ticket. Make sure you turn down all distractions. If I'm going to recommend, if you can grab one of these little, I know they're heavy. I know it's heavy, but you're strong enough. You can lift one, okay? And if you can get some of this, you never know. You might get some good POI. Ask me what a POI is later. But those help because we're on the ride. So let me get back to the studio. Okay, Jim, I was looking forward to this broadcast. Yeah, me too. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome, Jim. I sent you the invite link. Let me turn this down a little bit. I've got a treat for you guys tonight. I got a treat for myself. I'm really excited for this treat that I'm going to share with you on the other side. So please hang out with me. Hang out with us, with Jim and I and the rest of the community. And who knows where you'll be tomorrow in a better state. All right. So, all right. Hopefully the music came in good. YouTube frowns when I do other music. This one's okay because it's non-copyright, but most of the stuff that I use is non-copyright anyways, but YouTube fringes upon all these things. So I'm doing my best because I've been blocked a little bit in some of my other accounts that I've had on other social medias. All right, so we put that down, and let me get back in the studio here. Legacy mindset. I salute you too. It looks like people are coming in, people are going out. I don't know. I guess maybe if I had a giveaway, right? Hey, I set the live on and I'm going to do $100 giveaway. People would be here at 7 p.m. I'm going to do $100 giveaway, right? Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying. People would line up at the door. $100 giveaway. Yeah, come on. I'm going to be there 7 p.m. So welcome. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. We are going to look at the topic of depression. We're going to look at the topic of gambling also. I want to support you on the other side. Jim, and I want to support you on the other side in this journey. That is a wonderful thing for you. A new journey, a new exploration. Oh man, you gotta at least get excited about hope, right? Because if you're going down the wrong path, you're going down the wrong path. That's not going to bring you any joy. That's not going to bring you any peace. The just shall live by faith. The just shall live by faith. So I have a proverb coming up, and out of Romans. And let me see if Jim is going to be coming on. I'm not sure if Jim is going to be coming on. I see Natalie. Hola, Natalie. Welcome. Race, I can observe future timelines. Blaze Journey, I'm here for the whole broadcast. Right on. And we have a challenge, right? We're still on the challenge. All right. Let me see. Ken Smith. All right. Jim, I don't know if you're going to be able to join us on the camera, but Jim had some thoughts about kindness. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go forward. Feel free to ask a question. You want to chat among yourselves, that's fine. But please, let's kind of get involved because I'd like your input also. Teach me something here tonight. All right. So, and by the way, hey, can you guys give me a thumbs up on this broadcast? If you can share this, if you can take a minute to share this right now, please do so. Share the broadcast. We'd love to get others. Who knows? I would love to see a broken gambler come in here and get some hope in his heart and some energy in his spirit. Right? All right. So a thumbs up. And if you can share this, I would really appreciate it. And somebody else would appreciate it also. So thank you for that. Let me see. ¿Sería posible para mí venir en vivo como el entrenador Jim? Well, sure, you can come on, but you can come on the camera, sure, as long as we are a community. I don't mind anyone coming on the camera, as long as we're following the guidelines for growth, for self-mastery. And we're keeping on the subject because we want freedom. You on the other side, you're here because you want freedom. You're tired of gambling, and gambling is a big fat lie. Gambling is a big fat lie. Say it with me. Say it out loud. Do you ever say these things out loud? Gambling is a big fat lie. You say it to yourself and say it out loud instead of just saying it quietly. Magic happens when you use your mouth and you raise your words, and especially if you really begin to believe it. Wow, it's amazing. So yes, let me see. As I said, I have a treat for you guys. If you hang with me, I got a little treat. I'm getting excited about what's going to happen here in a few minutes. I'm excited. Why? Because I love to grow. I love to learn. I love it. It's my new addiction. Yeah, I like it. So, by the way, shout out to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube once again. Thank you for those of you that have accepted the 7-day challenge. If you want to come on the camera, I believe I can have a few guests. You're welcome to come on the camera. There it is. That's right. Your voice, your speak. Okay, my mantra is gambling is a trap. All right. Thank you for that. Pedro Ramirez, thank you for that. I passed the 7-day challenge. I did too. So that's two of us. Yay, the 7-day challenge. We passed it. We made it. Yeah. Another 7 days underneath the belt. Come on now. We're going to do another 7-day challenge. Are you with me, brother? I said, are you with me, brother? I've been watching too much wrestling, huh? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Blaze Journey has a question. Sumaya, good to see you. Good to see you. You have a question? I'm looking for questions. I got a proverb. I'm going to read a proverb here. Time is going to go by quick. I hope somebody's taking notes. I'm trying to do that. I got some Red Bull in me tonight. I confess. All right. And yes, I've been going through a lot of difficult things. Yes, I have. I've been facing a lot of, I'll tell you what I've been facing. I've been facing a lot of collateral damage from trauma, from physical trauma that was done to me and my brother when we were very young. And that's okay. That's okay because you know what? Somebody said, well, you can be a victim in life. You can walk around like a victim. You can live like a victim. No, I'm going to live like a survivor. And I can smile because I went through what I went through for a learning lesson. Something taught me a lesson now when I go back and look. Like hindsight is 20/20. And my friend, if you truly want to grow, if you want to grow and you want to be blessed, in your journey forward, you must look at hindsight as 2020, and you must look back and see, hey, wait a minute, why am I doing what I'm doing today? Why am I doing this? Why am I depressed? Why am I why am I not being kind to others? What's going on? You have to look at the root. You have to look at the root cause. You have to look at the vision that started that thing. Too many of us are dealing with the problem. We're slapping band-aids and we're trying to figure out shortcuts to do this. My friend, if you truly want to grow, if you want to be blessed, if you want to have a powerful life, especially in these days that we're living in, fear mongering to the maximum. People are committing suicide because they're so afraid. There's people out here that don't have anything. What are they supposed to do? Are we supposed to run for the hills and hide? Maybe someday we might have to. Hopefully God will guide you during that process. But for now, what I recommend is to stay calm. Stay calm, because if not, again, we're talking about depression. Depression can come from many different angles. Oops, sorry about that. I got to get rid of that noise. Okay, a little bit of a distraction there. I apologize. I got the proverb coming up. So God's word is becoming flesh. Yeah. What about lying is attractive? Blaze Journey. Let me see. Blaze Journey. You asked that question. And then there was another question. Let me see. Okay, who else? Sumaya. Hey, Santos, you do a good Hulk Hogan impression. Very good. Can you do it again? Okay, brother. I'll do it again. We're on that 7-day challenge. It's coming up. So there it is. All right, brother. Anyways, let me get to the question. What about lying? What about lying? You know, the worst thing about lying, Blaze Journey, I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think is the worst thing, or better yet, who would be the worst person to lie to? And yet, if your problem gambling, you're already doing it. Who would be the worst person? Who would be affected the most? Sooner or later, who would be affected the most from lying? Right? Or maybe lying is like, if I ask you a straight up question and you're guilty and you're not telling me the truth, you're lying, right? Now, sometimes you might share some information and you might leave out a few details. Well, that may not necessarily be a lie, but maybe that information could hurt, or maybe it doesn't hurt. But lying is when you are gambling, you're basically, your addiction has you. The addiction has you, and it's just basically, it's getting in the way, it's interrupting your life, it's interrupting your finances, emotionally, it's draining you. Well, now that's where lying becomes very deadly, in that cesspool that you can get yourself into, especially if you keep on doing what you're doing when you know, man, I better backtrack. I better I better backtrack. Let me get to that. Hopefully that answers your question. Let me know. Listen, if I'm not answering your question, say, Santos, you didn't answer my question. Santos, maybe can you break that down and help me understand a little bit more? Can you make it into plain vanilla for me, if possible? I'm here to learn from you, as well as hopefully you're here to learn from me, what I've learned from others, what I've learned from the Bible. By the way, let me get into the proverb here real quick. Okay. I'll probably start losing people here because I'm reading the Bible. That's okay. If you want to go. You're going to miss out on the treat that I have in a little bit here. The proverb comes out of Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. Your bodies a living sacrifice. By the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. There you go. All right. Thank you, Lord, for your word today. And my friends, I'm telling you to stay calm. Stay calm. All right. If you go to bed tonight, say it out loud to yourself. Stay calm. I'm calm. Because there's a lot of stuff going on around us that's causing people to fear. And fear will get in the way, and it won't be a good thing. All right. Let me see who else. I got the proverb out of the way. Santos, you do okay. Oh, Angela, I'm a wrestling fan. Angela says I'm a wrestling. Well, me too, but I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. I don't. I got there's so much stuff going on. I want to fix myself. I don't know about you guys, but I want to fix myself. And too much entertainment or overstepping it into these other social media sites that are just a big distraction, a big FT that helps. The big FT is the focus thief that gets into your LBs, right? It's like they're tied together. LBs are limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are those beliefs that you hold on to that are limiting you from excelling, from stepping to the next, from getting into the PNGZ permanently. PNGZ permanently. So the FTs, the LBs, we talked about mantra. You got to have a good mantra. Say it out loud in the morning when you wake up. Do you ever say good morning to yourself? Hey, good morning. You wake up and look in the mirror and you say, hey, good morning to yourself. Today's going to be, do you ever do that? If you don't, you should. I invite you to talk to yourself as much as you can all the time. Good stuff. Talk to yourself. Good stuff. Well, other people aren't doing it. Okay, do it to yourself. All right, let me see who else. Eric, welcome. I'm already struggling financially, so it's very hard on me. All right, I'm saving 7,000 to get surgery. Yeah, seems like link isn't. What is it? Seems like link isn't working. Hmm? Link isn't put up. Uh, did I put up the link? I didn't put up the link. Okay, let me see. Maybe I thought I did. Well, okay. What happened was I was on another pro. I was on another. I've got two accounts with this program here with Yardstream, and there was a little bit of a mix up. So on that platform, I couldn't do much. This one I can do more, so it's a little bit better. So I apologize, you guys. I really do. I'm sorry. By the way, we're about 15 minutes into the program. I want to do a little bit of I want to clean house here in just a minute or two. But before I do, I want to look at your questions and see maybe somebody's got a comment from LinkedIn, the the business social media site, and Facebook. I don't even trust Facebook too much anymore. I don't. Yeah, I don't. Let me bring Jim on. Um, I think I'm backstage. Okay, there you go, Jim. Welcome. Let me see. Welcome, Jim. Hold on a minute. You can bet Pedro Ramirez has a question here. You can bet on the stupidest crap how a game will end. Okay, you're making a statement. Okay, it's not just a win; it's hundreds of bets for one game. It's sick. Yeah, it's uh, Pedro. When you think about gambling, when you really just stop and just close everything off completely, and you look at gambling, and you look at what you're doing, just look at it. Just briefly take a look at it. You realize that it's not smart at all. There's nothing smart about that at all. Nothing at all. Because the casinos will always win. So there's nothing smart about that. Well, Santos, I enjoy going. There's a lot of things. What you got to recognize here, what you have to recognize is your life and where you're going. You have to recognize what's going on inside you. Nobody can tell you to stop gambling. Nobody can tell you to start gambling. But if you're here, there's a reason why you're here, and you need to investigate why you're here. You should be asking yourself, why am I here? Why am I listening to this man across the world over there? What is it about? Why am I here? What's my purpose? What am I supposed to get out of this? Friends, community members, that's what you need to be asking yourself when you come here. That's how you benefit. That's how you get POIs. Okay? That's how you take notes. And then later on in the week, you reflect it. Throw the note away if you don't want to keep it, but reflect on it once or twice. Jim had some thoughts, and I'm going to give him a few minutes here, about 2 minutes. But he was talking about um, being kind, using kindness, goodness, I guess. And I'm going to see what he has to say about that and how that can affect depression, improve your lifestyle to be able to manage through that, because we're not going to get rid of depression. Depression will never go away. It will always be around us. The only time it's gone is when you're gone, I'm gone, or the end of the world, according to the Bible. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, like I think kindness is a difficult thing to really give yourself. I think you need to go ahead and heal by giving yourself kindness, and of course, we're supposed to be kind to other people and other things. But we're in a world we where we have these expectations of trying to please everyone on this planet. I mean, it's like a matter of survival. We got to be people pleasers. We got to be people pleasers at work. You got to be people pleasers with your family members. And it creates this amount of stress. It's really demanding, and we're kind of in this trance where we constantly have to be focused on making sure, are we doing the right thing? Are we good enough? Are we serving enough? you know I learned something about, I think there was a Buddhist, some type of Buddhist
Mhm.
concept about something called a hungry ghost, where you keep on feeding this ghost where it doesn't have enough. It just needs more and more. It's like, if I can just, earn, you know, more money, or if I can just do enough to, like, please my wife or my children, if I can give enough, but oftentimes we get disappointed, we really get disappointed. And this kind of stuff, I think, leads us to these kinds of addictions where we don't feel that we're enough. We don't think we can give enough. We don't have enough, right? So I mean, we run to our addictions like the casino, like drinking, like alcohol. And it's tough. I mean, how do you be kind to yourself when the world throws a bunch of garbage at you? You do your best to your family,
Mhm.
right, to your loved ones, but they're so critical of you because you did one thing, that they didn't like, you know, and you get stressed out over that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Same thing with your boss, right? You do your best, right? But you just fall short. Your coworkers, whatever it is,
Mhm.
even to yourself, you don't live up to these expectations that you see in the world. And it's painful. How do we be kind to ourselves? How can we go ahead and work on ways to be kind to ourselves, even in a world, living in a world where, we don't seem to live up to these expectations, you know? I
Mhm.
mean, it's a war almost. And it's like we're in this trance state, the hypnotized state where we have to constantly, try to be, or get approval.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's like way back when we were young, right? If we were living in a household where we had critical parents, I mean, abusive parents, you just wanted to please your parents, right? But sometimes you just couldn't please them, right? Because they had these expectations of you, you know
Mhm.
and it's just
Mhm.
it's tough. So I think, I don't have the solutions to it, but I think we got to go out and try to figure out a way to be kind and forgive ourselves, right? Or else, Santos, we're going to go into that depression, man. We're going to get into that depression.
We're
So
most of us are in depression, Jim.
hmm
Most of the
yeah.
people most of the people on this broadcast are in some kind of depression. You can still function very well and be depressed, but the problem and the challenge is that if you allow it to keep going, you are going to screw yourself really, really bad. Now, we're talking a little bit about kindness. I I thought gambling was a kindness to myself. Hey, man, I'm having a difficult day. I just got into an argument with a family member. They spit on me, so I spit on them. So I'm gonna go treat myself, and I'm gonna be kind to myself. I'm gonna go gamble. I might win some money that night or that morning or that afternoon. I may win some money at the casino. I may lose a bunch of money in the casino. That's the opposite, right? There's two sides to every coin. I can tell you one of the best ways that you can start being kind to yourself is to put a stop to the addiction that has you by your ankles. If you're up in debt, I was listening. I read comments. I read comments. I do my best to comment to every single comment that I get on my videos every day. And oh man, I'm losing my train of thought here. Uh, Anyways, maybe it wasn't meant to be said. So we'll go from there. But let me look at this. We're talking about being kind, and obviously we know that gambling is not kind. Gambling is basically, uh, gambling is like a suicide. It's you're killing parts of your life. You're killing yourself. One of the best ways is to stop gambling. That's one way you can be kind to yourself. But let me share this, and then you can give me some insight. Maybe um, becoming your real true self. Okay, if you want to be kind to yourself, you got to become your real true self. You have to become number one. You have to be able to identify. Maybe we can talk a little bit of this. Number two, there's an exploration. Jim, you talked about it's like we're going through. I feel like I'm going through like uh maybe I'm like almost like I don't know if you want to call it. It feels like I'm going through storm, like a storm. It feels like I'm going through a storm, and the storm seems to be getting worse. I'm getting better in my mind, but the storm seems to be getting worse. So identification, exploration, planning, and number four is new journey. Those things have to be working in your life. If you are going to truly be kind, those areas now, all of that, what is it includes others also. It includes others also. It's not just about yourself, it includes others. We need each other. We need this community. Somebody needs to hear this message tonight as well as I do. I'll be the first one to raise my hand and say, Santos, you know what? What you're saying, I it's for me first. And then I give it out. So what do you think about that? If you're gonna be if you're gonna beat the depression, because gambling is covering something up, it's hiding something. Your problem gambling is hiding something, and obviously that turns into depression. So you brought up the topic of kindness. So how do you use identification and exploration and planning and journey to make that happen?
Now, one of the things that you're talking about is a storm, right? And I think we have to be aware of, you said for your part that you've been making progress. You feel that you've been making sincere progress in
Mhm,
your personal development. Yet you're going through the storms. I was listening to like a sermon, and the pastor was talking about how like the devil will attack you when you are moving in the right direction. It will throw like all it all it has to break you down because you're moving in the right direction. So, sometimes, when you are going through a storm, I think you talked about this. It's a test, right? It's a test.
mhm,
Um, but one of the things that I like to think about is, our expectations. When we get into depression, which leads us to addiction, like gambling and things, we have all these expectations of life, you know, and we really disappoint ourselves when we don't reach those
mhm,
expectations of ourselves, of other people, you
yeah,
know and it can really like bring us down. And I keep on hearing people, um counselors talk about the idea of letting go, you know letting
mhm,
go of these expectations. They talk about living in the present, right? I mean, I can understand why so many people get into addictions, is because we live in a very, very competitive, fast paced, high
mhm,
expectation world. and
Yep.
if
Yep.
and it's very visible, through the internet,
Hmm.
through the videos, what success looks like, what is good, what is bad,
Hmm.
we're all different, and it's like, and if we see these things, you know we look at ourselves
Hmm.
and we compare, right? you know
Hmm.
are we measuring up, right? Am I a good father? Am I a good, husband? Am I
Hmm.
a good worker? Am I a good employee? you know and
That's
it's like, you get this
that's being
negative.
kind. That's being kind, Jim. What you just talked about right there
Hmm.
is that's being kind to yourself. See, being kind is not what we think. Being kind is actually taking care of you, disciplining yourself, right? Um, if you have a child and if you have a child, when I've had my son, it's like the world opened up for me. I experienced life. I started experiencing life from that point on a different level because now I knew that I had somebody that I had to be a light to. Now, I'll admit there was times where my son saw the worst of me. He saw the worst, and some of those things we can't take back. Now, how do you fix when you've had this? I was abused. Pedro Ramirez, I can tell you, when my brother and I were 6 and 7, probably 8, we were physically abused by a family member and we were taught to keep secrets. You want me to tell you? I've held this for a long time. In fact, I had 2 nervous breakdowns over the last couple years and I'm getting a lot better. I'm getting way better. Gambling was covering all of this. I have got a history with the VA medical. There's a lot going on today, and I'm super grateful, super great. Number one, that I'm not gambling, but let me tell you, that I was paid probably at about 6 or 7 years of age, I believe, because a lot of it's been blocked. $1 in a coin was given to me. $1 in a coin was given to my brother, and we were told don't say anything to anybody. We didn't say anything. But I've witnessed over the last 50 years the devastation that took place in my brother's life, my sister's life, and in my life. I'm a survivor, and you're a survivor on the other side. I'm not ashamed to say, because there's a lot of young men, there's a lot of children coming up today, and sadly, the truth is, a lot of them are just they're being abused in different forms, and some abuse doesn't show up till later on in life. That's why I say you might be gambling, and it might be because maybe you had some physical trauma that was done to you very early on in life. When you begin to focus on that, it changes the whole picture because you see the truth. You see why you're covering something up. And that addiction or that gamble or whatever doesn't look so hot anymore. What looks hot is what you've discovered about yourself, what you've been covering up. Because maybe you were paid $1 or $5 to keep your mouth shut. Do you know the damage that's done? Only if you experience that, you know the damage. But I encourage you, again, the just shall walk by faith. And again, I've had to learn how to live. I've had to learn how to treat myself. I had to learn how to respect myself. I've had to learn all of these things. Your intuition, folks, your inside may be screaming inside telling you, don't do it. Don't go that way. Don't go. And you're ignoring it. You're not being kind to yourself. You're ignoring that inner. that voice that's telling you, stop, stop. And when you ignore that voice enough, it becomes very, very faint. You no longer hear it. And to use Jim's language, you end up with really horrible personal collateral damage, family collateral damage, business collateral damage that could have been avoided if you would have just stopped. Oh, wow, this is getting deep. Uh, we've got a few minutes here. Go ahead, Jim. I know you've got some thoughts. Let me see.
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
ahead.
we really want to go ahead and understand that gambling is a symptom. Gambling is a
Yep.
symptom, of something that's underlying. And oftentimes people ask, how do you get out of this addiction? I spend so much money. You know, you, we can go and tell you, these
Mhm.
tools, but you got to kind of really look inside yourself to find out what are these things that are triggering you to do this kind of compulsive behavior. I
Yep.
mean, I mean, the show goes beyond gambling. It goes to drinking. It goes to drugs. It goes to overeating. It goes to, you know, any kind of addictive behavior. Uh, just overworking, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to satisfy something. I'm trying to cover up something. I'm trying to numb something in my life. That's not right.
Keep
You know.
keep keep the topic flowing, Jim. I got to step out for about 1 minute. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
So I mean, I think we were talking about being kind to yourself, and I think it's really important to kind of focus on the idea of accepting yourself. I mean, what do you mean accepting yourself? I think it means that you need to go ahead and look at yourself and appreciate all the good and the bad that you have. No one's perfect, you know, and you accept that, yeah, I messed up, you know, um, I am who I am. And that's something not to be ashamed of. There's always a way to get better if you have a particular goal. But I mean, being kind to yourself is seeing yourself and saying, you know what, you're not that bad. You're not that bad. And uh, it starts a kind of a journey of self-respect. So um, being kind to yourself, I think it's just being kind to yourself can be something like just looking over your life,
Oh boy.
just reflecting on your life and seeing what kind of issues you're having, taking notes and going down that rabbit hole of finding where did this, why is this, why do I get these feelings? Where do these feelings come? Where do these negative feelings come? I mean, like in Santos's case, in all of our cases, it starts in childhood, right? When some negative kind of event happened, right? Where, some type of trauma, right? Maybe it was an insult. Maybe it was criticism that we received from someone in authority, right? And it just turned our self-respect upside down. It's like I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And some people have overachieving addictions. It's like it's never enough. I got to make more money. I got to make more money. No matter what, I got to go ahead and look the best I can in front of everyone, no matter what. It's never enough. It's that empty go that was that hungry ghost who constantly wants more and more, and you can't satisfy it. You know, um, and gambling could be something like that. It's like, if I can just just win some more money. If I can just go, I can go ahead and have more. I can go and dull this feeling that I have. But it's never
And
enough. It's never
and
enough.
that's yeah, that's definitely not going to bring any kindness at all. You may think you're being kind to yourself, right? You're basically just drinking poison. It's just a little tastier.
It's like
because if it was
fentanyl.
real poison,
It's like
yeah,
heroin, right?
yeah, you're
It's
just drinking a little bit at a time, but it's got enough flavor to fool you. So you might think, you're being kind, you're rewarding yourself or whatever. If you're having problems with gambling, you really need to look at why you're gambling. Look at what's causing that. What's causing that? All right. We've come to a point here. First of all, I want to thank you guys. We've got a few more minutes left of the broadcast. I want to play a few minutes of this clip. I said I was going to give you guys a treat. I believe this is a little bit of a treat, a little different. We're going to move to a different page here for just a few minutes. I just want to listen to what this video talks about. Okay, and it's not a person. Well, it's a person talking, but you're not going to see anybody. You're just going to see words on the screen. Hopefully, we'll be able to play it for a little bit. Okay, it ties into what we're talking about here: depression, kindness, gambling, recovery, all that good stuff. So we're going to do that. But before we do that, if you've shared this, I thank you. If you've given me a thumbs up here, I thank you. You've commented, I thank you. The other thing that I want to share with you is the 7-day challenge is continually on. It goes from Sunday to Sunday. That means you don't gamble for 7 days. You challenge yourself, you discipline yourself, you treat yourself kindly for 7 days. For 7 days. That's it. Okay? And if you want to make the 7 days and you don't make the 7 days, you can try again. But remember this is a learning journey for you. As you do this, as I challenge you for these 7 days, if you find that you're not able to keep the 7 days, then obviously you know that you have a problem. There's something wrong. If you want to keep the 7 days, right? Why would you do 7 days if you didn't want out? You want to be free. That's just a waste of time. So if you take the 7-day challenge, it's because you want something. Let the 7-day challenge teach you something. Okay. Well, I failed. No, you didn't fail. You got a result. There was a result from last week. Okay. Analyze the result. Get smarter. Get some wisdom going in your mind, right? POI. Ooh. I'm not angry at none of you guys. I want you to be in the PNGZ. I want you to be permanent no gambling zone like me. Okay. Forgive me if that's a little bit hard. I may be biased, but I want everybody that's problem gambling in the PNGZ. Permanent no gambling zone. Permanent no gambling zone. So let me see. We got, who else was here? Rice Goat. Okay, we're going to play that clip here. Hang out with me. You're going to get some good word here for just a few minutes. I stayed strong, except I bought a dinner in a casino. All right. So let me present and share the screen. Let me see. Remove anxiety. Okay, let me get that on the screen. Make sure it's on there. Hopefully we can see that. Okay. Expand that a little bit. Actually, we really don't need to expand it, but
in a world where we're constantly bombarded with information and feel the pressure of what others expect from us, have you felt overwhelmed or stressed out? That's anxiety, and it can make even small worries seem really big. But here's the good news. Ancient thinkers called Stoics had some smart ways to deal with feelings like this. They came up with simple, practical ideas that can help us stay calm and steady, even when things get tough. I've got 7 amazing Stoic lessons to share with you today. But I have a small request. Try to watch this video all the way through without skipping. Why? Because by the end of it, you'll feel more relaxed and confident about handling stress and anxiety. Ready to find out how? Let's dive in. Lesson number 1. Recognize what's within your control. Life is brimming with uncertainties, casting shadows on our paths, and often causing our hearts to flutter with unease. Yet it's crucial to remember that not everything that happens around us is a reflection of our actions or a consequence of our choices. As Epictetus wisely noted, we cannot control the external events, only our response to them. Imagine a ship sailing the vast ocean. While the sailor cannot command the winds or predict sudden storms, they can adjust their sails, chart new courses, and maintain the vessel to ensure a safe journey. Similarly, in the grand voyage of life, many factors lie outside our command: the actions of others, societal shifts, or simply the unpredictable nature of fate. But where we genuinely wield power is in our reactions, our resilience, and our resolve. By distinguishing between what's within and outside our control, we free ourselves from unnecessary burdens. This clarity offers us the strength to invest our emotions and energies wisely. Instead of futilely trying to change the world around us, we hone our inner world, mastering our emotions, refining our perspectives, and nurturing our mental well-being.
You were the first in your family to go to
How about
college,
that?
but why stop there? With a graduate degree from
Such empowerment goes beyond mere acceptance. It's about taking the helm of our emotional ship and steering with confidence, even when the seas are rough. Remember, while we might not control the storm, we can always control the sail. Lesson number 2, embrace the present moment. It's astonishing how our minds often tend to wander, leaping into the future's vast unknown, or rewinding into the past's shadows. Such time-traveling tendencies can rob us of the beauty and potential that the present moment holds. Marcus Aurelius once reflected, "Do not let the future disturb you, for you will arrive there if you arrive, bearing with you the same reason as you apply now to the present." Think of a river, constantly flowing, yet every droplet of water experiences its journey in the present, without the burden of the waters that came before or the anticipation of the waters yet to come. Similarly, while planning for the future is prudent and reflecting on the past can offer lessons, it is essential not to get so caught up in these temporal realms that we lose sight of the now. Anxiety often arises from future uncertainties or past regrets, but when we anchor ourselves in the present, a myriad of possibilities opens up. It allows us to fully engage with our surroundings, actively listen to others, and truly experience the unfolding of life. Instead of being paralyzed by what-ifs or haunted by past decisions, we gain the clarity and focus to tackle current challenges head-on, making the most of each moment. To truly embrace the present is to live with mindfulness and awareness, cherishing each breath, every emotion, and every experience. It's about finding joy in simple moments, appreciating life's fleeting nature, and knowing that right now, in this very moment, we are alive, and that in itself is a gift worth embracing. Lesson number 3, reframe your perspective. Throughout our lives, the lens through which we view our experiences plays a pivotal role in our reactions and feelings. An event in itself may not have inherent meaning, but the narrative we attach to it can significantly amplify or diminish its impact. As Seneca wisely pointed out, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Consider a clouded mirror. The reflection it casts may not truly represent the image before it. Similarly, our minds, influenced by past experiences, biases, and fears, can distort situations, presenting them as far more dire than they truly are. When engulfed in the stormy seas of anxiety, it's easy to lose perspective and get entrapped in negative spirals. The shadows grow, monsters manifest, and mountains emerge from molehills. To rise above this, challenge these shadowy thoughts. Begin by asking foundational questions. Is the perceived threat or challenge genuinely as overwhelming as it seems? Is the narrative in my head based on facts or the phantoms of past experiences and fears? By dissecting the source of our anxiety, we often find that the root cause may be manageable or even unfounded. Moreover, reframing isn't about dismissing genuine concerns. It's about seeing them in a clearer light, assessing them with a balanced viewpoint, and empowering ourselves with constructive actions rather than being paralyzed by unwarranted dread. Every time we confront and reframe an anxious thought, we not only weaken its grip, but also fortify our mental resilience, better preparing ourselves for future challenges. The Stoics understood the power of perspective. They taught that while we might not always control the events that befall us,
I want
we
to
do have
hear a little
dominion
bit of
over
this
how we
here.
interpret and respond to them. Embracing this wisdom, we can navigate life with a steadier hand and a calmer heart. transforming obstacles into opportunities for growth and understanding.
Okay. Transforming problems and obstacles into opportunities. All right. Let me get back here. This is a great video. I would encourage anyone to go back and listen to the rest of it. Remove anxiety from your life like a stoic. So I know it's a little bit, there's about 8 more minutes, but I want to stop here, reflect just a little bit before we close the program, give you an opportunity to ask a question, if you will. And hopefully you listen to a little bit of what the Stoic had to say. I do have two more announcements. You know what? I thank you for your donation. I appreciate your donation, Blaze Journey. I really do. I want to thank you for that. I also want to thank Brandon Pierce. I don't know if he'll see this. Brandon Pierce, thank you for your $50 donation through PayPal. I really appreciate that. It goes a long way. You can, if you feel that you want to support this mission, you don't have to, but if you feel that you want to support this mission, and by the way, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and that your notifications are turned to all. I'm going to do my best to be here for you on the other side. And every Sunday that I come, and I believe Jim will do the same, we're going to give our very best to be transparent. Nobody's above anybody here. We're all on this journey and we're all growing. Some of us are a little bit further ahead, but that's why we come together, because we want life. We want to be able to build business. We want to be able to generate income, and we want to be mainly at peace during these difficult times. You know, a place where you can come and at least get some good news instead of whoremongering. Yeah, the world is falling apart out there, but right now we're at peace. Let me see, what was it? So thank you, Brandon. You could donate through PayPal. If you want to donate through PayPal, you can do that. You can just ask me, or if you want to donate, just go through the soldiersofselfmastery.com. There's books, there's programming there that you can purchase. Good stuff, good videos, good program. You can purchase, watch it, and learn and grow. So that's what's there at soldiersofselfmastery.com. And so I wanted to thank you. I really do appreciate. I want to do more. I want to be able to do more. We've got some other things that we're working on, but most importantly, I want to support you on the other side. Listen, you just donated $20. I hope that you got something out of this, man. I truly do. I truly do. Come again. 7-day challenge is on. So to those of you that made it through, congratulations on the progress. Continued progress, right? We learned from what we've done last week. Continued progress is what we need. Another week. So come on, let's add it. Let's get stronger. Let's go forward. 7 days. So thank you for that. And by the way, another thing is, if you comment, please, if you comment on my videos, put a hashtag. You don't have to do it just on videos. YouTube, you can, if you do Facebook or whatever, put a hashtag YNA. You're not alone. Hashtag YNA. You're not alone. Please help. Let's get the word out. You're not alone. And the other one is PNGZ, Permanent No Gambling Zone. Hashtag Permanent No Gambling Zone. Right? It's about a force. It's about a community, a tribe of soldiers, that, if you will. So that's what I have. I've got a call to action here in a minute. I want to give Jim an opportunity. We've got about another 6 minutes or so. I want to give Jim an opportunity, and then we're going to do a call to action. Wow, you guys have been good. You guys have been not too many questions. You know, I'm kind of like the teacher in the classroom asking, why aren't these students asking more questions? Well, maybe they're already know it all. No, you don't know it all. I don't know it all. I got to learn too, man. All right. Jim, go ahead. Let me get rid of this. There we go. All right.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you always talked about the good life comes from a good series of good, constant, positive reminders, Santos. And I just want everyone to understand that if you're going to be making positive change, you got to be patient. You got to be kind to yourself. You know, you got to keep on watching Santos's videos. You have to keep on coming here, little by
Well,
little.
they don't have to,
You
but
got to.
it
You
really
got to.
helps.
You got to.
It really
Okay.
helps.
Okay. So I mean, if you're gonna look, keep in mind that the world is gonna throw all that nonsense at you. You got to go ahead and change quick. You got to change quick. And if you don't, you're a failure. No, forget that. You do it slow. You do it steady. You know, you be kind to yourself. If you screw up, you know, forgive yourself, man. Just get back up. Dust yourself off again. Just keep on watching the videos. Keep on journaling. Keep on reflecting. Keep on watching those videos that Santos posts up. You know, journal. Figure out. Try to incorporate key vocabulary words, like today. I mean, like kindness, right? Think about that word. Use that word throughout. How can I be kind to myself? You might screw up, you might mess up, but it's going to be in your mind. I can go and do this differently. I forgive myself. I messed up, but I'm going to go and do better. I'm going to do better. How can I do better? How can I do better? Well, let me go ahead and write some of these ideas down. Be kind to yourself. I forgive myself, right? I screwed up. That's okay. And you just keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward, right? You got to be patient. Keep that in mind. Okay. Be patient, little by little, one step at a time. It's not going to happen all at once, like those ridiculous videos that you see on YouTube and Facebook and all that kind of nonsense, right? Slow and steady. You can go ahead and do it, right? So yeah, that's what I encourage everyone to go and focus on. These key words, that we incorporate in each of these programs, so that you can overcome your addictions.
Exactly. So you can overcome and not be overcome. That makes a lot of sense. All right, folks. I know. It's hard to let you guys. It's hard to let us go, right? I know. You want to be on here for another hour. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for being with me. It's been an hour, almost an hour. You've been gracious. I believe God's been gracious to us. I appreciate the $20 donation. Thank you for that. And the 7-day challenge is on. The 7-day challenge is on. All right. We're going to be back here Sunday, episode 234, 235. I may go live during the week, depending on how fired up I'm feeling. I may go live again once or twice a week now. If you're out there, join us. Be with us. And we'll be back here Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be back here Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here. Like Jim says, it's time. So shout out to Facebook. Thank you for hanging out. LinkedIn, once again, make sure you subscribe to this channel so when we go live, you get notified, and we get all the good stuff. I'm one of the good fellows. The just shall walk and live by faith. So, by moment, thank you, Ken. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Let's see who else was with us. Laura, Mark, Blaze Journey. Appreciate that, right? That's less for the casino. I'm not saying you're gambling, but anytime somebody donates, that's less for something else. As long as don't take it away from your family. Rice Gold, thank you for being with us. Jesse, thank you for being with us. Eric, thank you for being with us tonight. Pedro, Legacy Mindset, thank you for being City by the Bay. Race, thank you for being with us. Gloria Luna, thank you for being with us. I appreciate you. And Sumaya, thank you for being with us. Anybody else that I didn't remember here? Jesse, Akunai, I got him. All right. Moment to moment. Angela, thank you for being with us. Sumaya, did we get her? Yeah, I did. Wow, we got Nate. Thank you for hanging out. Natalie Luna, thank you for out of time, and we're out of time. I'll see you guys next Sunday. The 7-day challenge is on. Let's do it.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Santos. You have a
easy,
great
Jim.
week. You take
We'll
care.
talk again
See you
soon.
on Sunday. Bye.
Bye, everyone.